You're listening to WHFH 88.5 Flossmoor. Our call-in number is 708-798-WHFH.
Welcome, everybody, to the Two B's in a Pod
Cast.
I am your co-host, Bryce Barnett.
And I am your co-host, Bryce Christian.
It feels so just good to be here. Before we even, I guess, kind of get into our 4 topics that we have for today, we kind of want to tell you guys about our personal journeys with this podcast. Hold on, before we start. My mic is a little bit, gotta adjust that, fam.
Oh, it's low?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Pretty good?
Oh.
Is it good? All right, here we go. All right, okay. All right.
That's my fault.
You're good.
First show.
Yep.
Second time in here. That's my fault.
Facts. All right. Man. Where do we even begin?
Well, here's where we'll start. We'll start where we'll start with you actually, because you had a podcast before me.
Yes, I did. Okay, so for those who don't know, my podcast is called What's Bryce Talking About Now? Now, when I first got into this podcast, it was around, I would say, April or maybe March of this year. I took a lot of inspiration from my dad. Now, my dad also has a podcast. The podcast name is very explicit, so I'm not going to say it. For everybody that's listening, I'm not going to say it. But I just took a lot of inspiration from my dad, so I thought, hey, I might as well just start a podcast. So with this podcast, it came talks about, cultural stuff, fashion, social issues, sports, literally whatever the sort. Right. And I told myself, I was like, I do not want to be tied to just one topic. So I was like, I'm going to call it What's Bryce Talking About Now? So it was sort of a surprise when anybody came on or when anybody listened to it, because it was kind of like, it's a different topic almost every day. Now, for my first season, it was a lot of setbacks. I will say that. I really didn't know how to discipline myself when it came to having a podcast, but I also didn't know how to kind of organize the podcast in itself. I went for at least about 7 to 8 episodes, and then I took a really long break. And then I was just like, you know what? Maybe I'm just going to scrap this first season and start a new season where it's more advanced, it's more professional, and I just get everything that I need. So now with my second season, I feel like it's just something that is in tune for something that's very progressive and just very successful. But yeah, that's all you really need to know about my podcast.
He also is he's working on his Emmett Till season right now.
Yes.
What episode is it? Is it about to be 2?
It is episode 3. So there are 3 episodes overall. The first episode, it was an introduction to my second season. I basically talked about just having a new outlook on what I wanted to do with my second season. And it was just stories of me procrastinating and not really doing the job that I was supposed to be doing when I had the podcast. Episode 2, it really covered the entire, I guess, contextual background on Emmett Till before he came to Mississippi. Now, for those who don't know about the story of Emmett Till, he was a 14-year-old boy from Chicago who was brutally tortured and murdered by white supremacists after being falsely accused for whistling at a white woman. Now, this murder really sparked the civil rights movement. A lot of people don't know that fact. A lot of people kind of look towards Rosa Parks refusing to sit in the back of the bus or just some other situation, not to excuse that situation. But really, the spark was the murder of Emmett Till. It outraged so many people, especially the African-American community, especially by the choice by his mother to hold an open casket for him. But the reason that I chose that certain topic to start off the podcast was because really when I had my first journey with, I guess, African-American culture, all I really knew was 2 notable figures. It was Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks. So I was really on the surface level of African American culture. I didn't know how to, I guess, go beneath the surface. And that story was the first indicator of just going beneath the surface level and really diving deep into African American culture. So I know for a fact I'm going to continue, talking about African American culture, but this is just first of many. But really, I kind of want to put the spotlight on my co-host, Bryce Christian, who has started his podcast, Bryce Babbles. It's amazing, man. It really is.
We started that Bryce Babbles around June. I've been recommended to start a podcast for quite a while now, since fourth grade, quite literally. We're juniors now at HF. So basically, all I talk about is just, God, sports, music, culture, a lot of sports, though. We cover various topics, just more societal, not necessarily issues, but just trends, I would say. It's very diverse. I like doing it a lot. Currently, I need to get a new hard drive, so that's why that's not getting uploaded yet. But it is what it is. The moment we're just gonna we're gonna keep on pushing forward with that podcast. So we'll make sure that we get some more episodes uploaded because we got some stuff in the vault. We got a pre-recorded episode with the one and only Barnett over here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But we got a couple episodes in the vault that just need editing. So yeah, it's going well. Not nearly as advanced as Bryce is here, but
nah, man, don't say that. Don't say that. Actually, have you told them about the trailer that you put out?
Oh yeah. Before I started the first season, I was very inclined to start doing cinematic videos.
Whoop whoop.
So I got Bryce, I got some of my other friends, and we got together at a park and recorded a very cinematic trailer to Bryce Babbles and what it was about. So Bryce Babbles on all platforms.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Speaking of social media, we're starting to launch up our social media. We gotta get it more established.
Yes.
So we're not gonna plug it yet. Mm-hmm. That'll be for next episode. By next week, it should be up and running with all the designs and things like that. But for now, we have an Instagram in the vault. We might be able to do something on YouTube. We'll have to talk to Ski about that, but we'll figure it out. But for sure, we're gonna have something on Instagram where we get updates and clips and things of that nature. So that'll be fun.
So, kind of covering our first topic is Hoco Week.
This is Hoco Week.
This is my third Hoco Week or homecoming. I'm a junior. Bryce is also a junior. How would you say you feel about this?
I feel like Hoco Week is great because we get to show off the school spirit.
Exactly.
We're doing different outfits for the different days. Monday what do we have Monday?
We had it was, dang, I forgot. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Was it
Yeah. No, Monday.
I
forgot what Monday was, but I know that Tuesday was Twin Day, where me and Bryce twin. We took a Step Brothers picture. If y'all know the iconic Step Brothers movie with Will Ferrell, I forgot the other guy's name. That's really bad. I forgot this. I forgot it.
No offense to that guy.
Yeah,
no. Great actor. Great actor.
Yeah, for sure. But we had our little pictures and things of that nature, for Hoco Week, and yesterday it was a scavenger hunt. Did you find anything, any Vikings? Because it's supposed to be Vikings planted around the school or something like that.
No, I didn't find any Vikings.
Yeah, I didn't find any either. I didn't know that, I knew it was happening, but I didn't know, where to look.
Yeah.
And I'm focused on getting to class.
Yeah.
Because, some of these walls can be treacherous. I'm not going to lie.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
for those who don't know, HF has over 3,000 students 3,000. Or an estimated.
It's under 3,000, if not 3,000.
It is so crowded everywhere. We have a north and we have a south building.
And we're about to have a third one.
Yeah.
It's right behind us, actually.
Yep.
The science building,
mm-hmm.
where we already have a science building, but we're building a new science building.
Yeah, we just flexing.
We
You know what I
flexing
mean?
the cash over
Flexing,
here.
flexing.
We just
But,
got money like that. Dr.
it is-
Alexander really flexing the money for
Exactly.
sure.
It is so crowded. Like, and you know, the passing periods are so like it's reasonable. It's a reasonable amount.
If you're not walking from third floor to A building,
he does have a point. He does have a point.
amen.
Yeah.
I still want my extra minute because freshman year I had the worst walk freshman year. I walked from the back of third floor to the back of A.
Really,
Yeah,
really.
and I had 2 detentions that year just from that.
Oh my gosh.
I got 4 tardies.
I remember having my first
And
detention.
the thing
because I
is,
was too
my
tired.
English teacher, I love her. She was a great teacher. You know, she taught me great material. It was just like I told her I was coming from the back of third floor every time, and she was like, "You got to get here on time." I was like, "I'm trying my best, man. Like that walk is tough."
No shade towards that teacher. We're just expressing how we feel.
We're not name dropping at all.
Nope, no name dropping. But back to Hoco week. So I just figured it out. Monday was Jersey Day.
Monday was Jersey Day.
I forgot to wear a jersey.
You wore a socks crew neck.
That doesn't count,
Exactly. It does not count.
guys. That has to count.
No, it's a crew neck, not a jersey.
That has to count.
It's not a jersey.
But I'm representing a sports team,
It's not the jersey though.
bro.
I wore a DK Metcalf Seahawks jersey. Shout out DK Metcalf. He got a touchdown last game. Mr. Asenia is also another Seahawks fan here. So, you know, that's great. But yeah, so yeah,
I should get half the points for that though.
No.
Yes,
You might get a quarter, maybe.
a quarter. Hot take.
You had a Sox logo. It said World Champions 05.
That's retro right there, man. I feel like I should get all the points that all the other kids have.
You
bro.
ain't have a jersey on.
Okay. So, anyways, today was a red wave.
I thought it was red and white. Mind you, you're wearing black, so.
Okay. So for those who don't know, we're a part of student government where we basically manage, the school events.
Yes.
We manage, the school decorations. We actually helped with this year's homecoming decorations. We created posters. We put, all the other stuff around the school. Just a whole bunch of red and white in your face, right? So for Red Wave, you had to wear red and white. Me and Bryce didn't do a good job today.
Well, you were only supposed to wear red, and I thought it was red and white, so I wore my white Frank Ocean shirt.
But you didn't wear any red.
I wore my white Frank Ocean shirt. You didn't wear any red or white, so I don't want to hear it.
Actually, before you start making assumptions, on my Adidas shoes, I actually have a maroon red logo, so that should count.
On my wrist, I have a red bracelet, so that should count.
Dog, that's peach.
This is red.
That is peach.
It's red.
That is not red. That is peach.
It's a light red.
Okay.
It's closer to pink than red, but it's still red.
Yeah, me and Bryce need to do a good job of representing our student government by taking participation in all of the,
Well, we're
homecoming.
participating in many events.
I mean, yeah, but like.
I'm setting up for the dance on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I did shirt sales.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those neon shirts that we're supposed to wear tomorrow, make sure you wear neon tomorrow.
I don't have any neon.
See, they were selling shirts.
Who? Nobody told me that.
They were set up. Wait, what lunch do you have? Do you have it in North or South?
I have it in North.
Okay. Were you in North on Friday, last Friday? Or not last Friday. I think it was like Monday.
I think I was. Yeah.
Okay, then they had it set up.
It was a regular Viking day, right?
Yes. No, it was a block day. It was block 1.
Block 1. It was it 1, 2, 3, 5, 4?
6, 7.
I had lunch in South because I was in your class, bro.
Oh, my fault.
We were in journalism.
Okay.
Nobody told me.
It honestly might have been last week. I don't know.
The only neon shirt I have is from my summer job. If I wear that, then
You can wear it.
I could.
Right. Yeah. Anything neon. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just show the school spirit.
So kind of moving on to our third topic is the events that happened today that transpired. Pep rally.
Pep rally.
Very, 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 very
Eventful.
yes. Static. A lot of school spirit.
Yes.
So many people rushing to get in the bleachers. So
Very
many people
loud.
just
Rushing to get out the bleachers, too.
Yes.
We got let out, and
A lot of the kids are rowdy. You know what I mean?
Freshmen were leaving when seniors were leaving.
Yeah.
Even though it was only supposed to be seniors.
Yeah.
You know?
When they did roll call, we just didn't listen. You know what I mean?
We? Who's we?
Me and you.
What are you talking about?
Us. Us.
What are you talking about? I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Us. Yeah. I guess Bryce wants to, convey a certain image, but me and him were, yeah.
No, we were not. We were following the rules.
I guess.
Well, on that note, we'll let our first promo roll. And yeah, we'll get back to you in a few seconds, a few moments. And we're back.
Welcome back.
That was a great promo right there.
Yes, sir.
So, back to our what was this? The second topic of the day.
Mm-hmm.
The events we were talking about the pep rally.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love pep rally. Right. I love being out of class for an hour and spending time with my fellow students and peers to just
acquaintances.
Yeah, to just really
associates.
Yeah, to just really indulge in just
school spirit.
Yeah, just HF spirit, red and white, just everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
Now, do I think that this pep rally could be, I guess, changed a little bit?
For sure.
Maybe.
Nothing's perfect.
You
got any ideas? Because I do.
I feel like you should go first.
Okay. Well, so why are we ending so early? Exactly. I swear there's some more stuff that we can do. I mean, we're there for a whole hour. It's not that hard to fill up an hour. We have to fill up 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. Okay. And this is just a radio show. We can't use a football field. You know, what happened to not necessarily a football game, but just a little fun tossing. You know how they did like the little the jump rope thing and all that. You remember that?
Yeah, the jump rope race.
It was like the relay race.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could do that with throwing the football or something. You have a 300-foot space right there, 100 yards. You telling me you can't do something with that football field?
What's crazy is most of the events take place in the middle of the field.
Exactly.
They don't really make space for the entire structure.
And why they only play 2 songs on the band? They literally, bro, they were like,
actually,
this is for the juniors that won the relay, and they play like a 30-second song. That's great, but you got a whole band just sitting there.
You know what? Actually, no, I don't appreciate that.
What? You don't want to have more music?
I feel like the songs that they played were actually pretty good.
That's not what I said. I said we need more songs.
They only played 2 songs?
Exactly.
From what I heard.
No, they played. So when we walked in, they played that song where we walked in. That was very great. That was great.
Yeah.
They bro, band always nailed.
I was really feeling the spirit when I walked in.
Shout out HF band. I was definitely on my school spirit time in.
Big shout out.
For sure. But I really feel like we should have some type of split. It should be split up more evenly. We should give more attention to the band because we got a great band.
Yes.
They played. Okay, here are the 2 songs they played. They played that the Victory, the VICT, the HF,
the VICTOR,
the HF Pride song or whatever. I forgot what they call it. The Viking Fight song. I think Viking Fight song or HF Fight song.
Right.
They played that, and then they played the song that was like a tribute to the juniors after we won the relay. It was that. Or they might have played. No, they played a third one. And I was like, that one's in college football. Remember that one? So they played 3 technically. But really, I don't count the one that they played then because it was kind of in the background. I feel like it wasn't on the spotlight. You know what I mean?
Right. So kind of going back to my sophomore year of high school, my first pep rally at HF, it was sort of similar to this one. I'm not gonna lie.
They do the same events every year. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been doing the same one since I got here.
Really?
Yes. It's been the relay. It's been the footballs going around and the big footballs going around the bleachers that didn't even reach us. They didn't even reach. I don't remember coming to the junior section. I think people were just trying to leave because they did that at the end. They made it seem like we were getting dismissed.
But we really weren't.
They're like, okay, time to throw shirts. And then no one threw shirts. And then everybody kind of just simmered down.
I peeped that, yeah.
And then people just started walking down, and we were like, is it time to leave yet?
I was so confused because I was like, are we leaving or are we staying and
Right, because I checked the time. It was
celebrating.
It was like 2:45, 2:40.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, there's no way that we're already leaving.
So I feel like this year's pep rally, it was very well organized, but at the same time, I feel like there could just be a lot of improvement. And I'm not saying that to disparage anything that HF did.
For sure.
HF is an amazing school, but it's just like I really thought that there was going to be some different changes.
Yeah.
Like as in activities.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like me and you have different perspectives on the band. Me, I think the band did great.
I think the band did great too.
Yeah. I think the band had the right amount of songs.
Really?
Yes.
No.
I think because if you really think about it, when they did the different music for different grades.
Right.
Right. So like for example, freshman gets played a song, they have to sing it and they have to finish the lyrics.
Right.
And then they do that for the rest of the 3 grades.
That was with the band though.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, I'm saying that it could be more suitable to the students' liking.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I see what you mean. Because like more of like a group feeling, like everybody's involved.
Yeah, because nobody was singing it along. They played.
Well, they played bad songs for freshmen. They played a good song for the sophomores. It was like some Soulja Boy song. It was bro, I forgot what it was called. It was the Superman one.
I'm not gonna hold you. They played. I would say they played more so like just how would I say it? Like songs that we didn't really connect with.
Right.
And I'm not saying
like even with our song, it was like so overplayed and it's like I forgot what it was, but I was like this song was like I'm not feeling this song because like I've heard it so many times.
And I'm positive that I heard it last year. It was Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus, right?
No.
For juniors?
No, that was for
No,
sophomores.
it was for juniors.
No. They gave us a freshman, I thought.
No, wait. It was either freshman or sophomore.
The sophomores had Soulja Boy.
Oh yeah.
And then the seniors got Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us.
Exactly.
Talking about some A minor. Like, bro, how did they get the best song every? I mean, I know they do it like that because like
students. I feel like senior students got to get the exclusive treatment.
No, for sure. I'm not against that. I'm saying like give us some good music.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm. But overall, I feel like I give that pep rally like an 8 out of 10.
I give it a solid 8. That's fair.
As long as we implement some changes, like just not with the band. I'm excluding the band. I would say just with the activities or like for example, I've seen the tug of war. I've seen
too many times. All right, yeah, tug of war happens every year.
I've seen the jump rope race.
Yes.
And I think they were the only activities that we did. But
no, they had like 4 rounds of tug of war. No, I mean I'm agreeing with you, but like they had like 4 rounds of tug of war.
Yeah, I can understand how like they could turn that into like a tournament.
Right. No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but the thing is that took up like 15 minutes.
Right. And then
we're there for an hour.
And then I would say like
so they're taking up too much time with one event.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're gonna do it, make sure it goes by quick because they were kind of like stalling in between rounds. I feel like.
Yeah, and I feel like the time ratio from the music to the activities was very
off.
Yeah, it was unbalanced.
And then there was a lot of dead time too, like just like doing absolutely nothing.
And then like the students are just sitting in silence, and then we just don't know what to do. Like we're just like, when is the next activity? What is the next session?
It needs to be going. It needs to get us pepped.
It's a pep rally. And I feel like it needs to be consistent.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I feel like for this year, it's something that we just need to kind of look back on. And it's like, what can we do for next year?
Yeah.
Because me and you going to be our last year next year.
Right.
We have to make something. They have to make it memorable for us.
Yeah.
And not only just us, seniors.
Yeah.
But they have to make it memorable for the entire school.
Because we have multiple we have like 2 pep rallies a year.
Mm.
Because I feel like we do too. I know we for sure do the hoco one, but I feel like we have a second one. I could be wrong. But let's get on to some music. Next up, we have Take a Bow by Madonna. And we're back.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We are we're
He's
back.
trying to fix the mic. He's trying to fix the mic.
Yo, I'm getting better as we go on. Okay.
Yeah. For his first time, he's amazing.
You could say that. You think you could do this?
No, I'm not good with control panels, man. I'm just not.
I got it. It's cool.
When we were in our first day of training,
Yeah.
I actually did
Shout
terrible.
out
Song, yeah. I
Song.
actually did terrible. I asked many questions. Even though I was given simple instructions, I could not follow through.
They were not simple instructions. I don't care what you say. It got simple once I got the outline. Then I was like, all right, I know what I'm doing now. So then when you were like, I can't run it, I was like, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, my man stepped up, man. He stepped up.
So actually, I want to circle back real quick. I want to circle back to how we got here real quick regarding like how we actually heard about this. Cause I knew that we could do like a radio show, but I didn't know how to actually get into it, right?
Yeah.
Then we're in journalism. Shout out Voyager. Read the Voyager.
Shout out the HF Voyager.
Shout out
man.
Miss Kucharski. Shout
We
out all
are
them.
back and we are better than ever. This is my first year. This is Bryce's second year. And we are just going on a tear. Man.
Tear.
Oh my
Absolute
gosh.
tear.
Oh my gosh.
We're killing it.
Yes.
But yeah, so I already knew that we had one because I had friends that were doing failed experiments. Shout out failed experiments. They're Tuesdays, I believe. It's not Tuesdays and it's Wednesdays. It's Tuesdays, 4:30 to 6. Tune in. Shout out Samaya, Dylan, Katie, Charlie, Aiden. Aiden is a control panel specialist.
Oh, also something to know about. Samaya is actually a part of our HF Voyager team.
Yes.
So not only is she tearing it on the radio show, she's tearing it on the newspaper.
I hope Samaya's listening because she was just hating on me and on
She
Instagram,
was just
but
hating on us. I'm not gonna lie.
It's all right though. You know, it is what it is.
You know, we gonna show love in the midst of hate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Come
You know what I
on.
mean?
Yeah, but yeah. So basically, we're just watching VTV,
Mm.
and then we see, you know, you could look at Google Classroom, sign up for the radio show. Oh,
And I was like, what?
oh,
Hold on.
radio show. Because me and Bryce, mind you, were plotting to start a radio or podcast together.
Yeah.
So we're like, a radio show or podcast, it said? It's on. So, you know, we sign up, we get our name together. We've been cycling through names. We finally got to 2 Bs in a pod
So,
cast. So, you know.
yeah, I feel like that's the best name for us, though.
For sure.
It has the joke to it. Like, it has the double meaning. You know what I mean?
It has the double entendre.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel like that's just the best name for us. We actually wanted to go with Twin Talk initially, but then we got word that
Two very famous.
We're
We're
twins.
not name drop. We're not giving them no views. Come on now.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure. We're not giving them
We
no
gotta
views.
show love,
No.
man. We gotta show love. You sure?
All right, whatever. Go ahead.
The Cavender Twins. Shout out to the Cavender Twins. They are
Great basketball players, though.
great basketball players, great athletes, just great influences for the youth. They actually have the name Twin Talk Podcast. So me and Bryce looked at each other and we were like,
Then we can't do it no more.
this seems like just downright plagiarism if we put this name in. I'm not gonna lie.
That and because they got too many followers, man. I mean, the thing is, there's probably somebody with 2 Bs in the pod. There is.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end of the day, when you think of 2 Bs in the pod, you think of us.
Yeah, you think of Bryce and Bryce. We have the same name.
They have the same name. All the 2 Bs in the pod, they have like, you know, they probably got like Brianna and Brittany.
Or,
Nah,
you know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
we got Bryce and Bryce.
Yeah,
Twins.
yeah.
Locked in.
Locked in.
For real, for real.
Locked in. Throw away the key. Come on, man.
10 toes down.
10 toes down, man. But yeah, when we chose that name, it was just like, yeah, we can't give this up because it's just the perfect name.
Do you remember who came up with that name? Because Grace came up with Bryce Squared, and then we were like, no, because we're using Bryce Squared for Voyager. And then
I came up with it.
you came up with Twin Talk.
No, I came up with 2 Bs in a pod.
Oh, okay.
Twin Talk, I think me and you both came up with it.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And then we actually switched from Twin Talk to, mind you, our minds were just all over the place.
This one was you.
Yeah, because we were just so excited about starting
Brothers
this.
from Another Mother.
It was Brothers from Another Mother podcast. And the reason I chose that name was because it was kind of like me and him have the same name. Me and him share the same, topics and stuff that we want to talk about.
Same podcast, same journalism.
Very common. You know, we're just very identical to each other, but we just don't have the same parents, you know. So that's why we chose that name. But then light bulb on the head.
Eureka.
Yeah, exactly.
Einstein.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Let's get back to our actual topics now. I just had to circle back to that because I totally forgot that we kind of skipped over that part. That was very important.
Yeah. So our last topic?
No.
Third topic.
Second to last.
Second to last.
Just call it third.
Yeah. It is hoco week.
Hoco week.
Yeah. Homecoming is in 2 days.
Less than 2 days now.
Less than 2 days.
It's Thursday.
It's
I'm really excited.
I'm hyped. I'm stoked.
Do you have a date?
Why would you ask me that on live radio?
No. Like, are you gonna try to get a date in the next 2 days?
For those who can't see right now, Bryce is like so smiley because like he was just so excited to ask that question.
This is no shade to Bryce. I'm just telling my brother that he got to lock in.
So before I answer that question, I actually want to put some spotlight on you because you have a date.
I sure do.
Yeah, you do have a date.
We're not name dropping.
We're not name dropping. But the lucky lady, she's going with Bryce on the 21st for homecoming. So congratulations to you. So to answer my question, or to answer your question, no, I do not have a date.
It's okay. It's okay.
I would say it is very for me, it was a decision that I wanted to make. I was like, I'm okay with either going with somebody or not going with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know
There's
what I mean?
There's no pressure.
Exactly. There's no pressure. I'm okay with either option. Now,
that's the best way to get a date.
Exactly.
Hey, when you don't think about it, it comes to you.
Exactly. If you're not like, and I don't know if people actually do this. If you're not like, let's just say you post on your story, oh, I want to go to homecoming with me. Or like, you know,
that's weird.
I feel like that's very weird.
Yes.
But to each his own. But for me, it was just like, you know, I'm getting ready for homecoming. I'm going to ask my fellow friends if they're going. If they go, they go. I'm going to have fun with them regardless, you know, if I have a date or not, right?
Right.
So just for me, my main focus was on getting a suit for homecoming. Last year, I came very bummy. It was very, I had fun. I would say I had fun, but I was very unprepared.
See, I didn't even know him last hoco.
Yeah, you didn't know me last hoco.
I knew you around like turnabout time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My
dad.
After
turnabout, actually. It was after turnabout. It was like March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my dad actually got me a nice button-up jeans, and then I actually had some black cats. Mind you, black cats are hard to get now. I think they're still like $900 to $1,000.
Pardon, but what are black cats?
What?
What are black cats?
Are you serious?
So serious.
You don't know what black cats are?
No.
They're basically all black Jordan 4s.
Oh.
Yes.
I've seen them before. Okay. I'd never heard them called black cats.
That's their name.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Like that's like the colorway name?
Yes, that's their signature name.
Oh, I didn't know that. Like the breads is like the same concept as like breads?
Like
the black and red Jordan 4s.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just all black.
Right, okay.
There are actually pretty good shoes. I'm not gonna lie. They're really good shoes. I actually have them in my possession at the house, but you know, I'm trying to figure out an outfit to wear with them. But anyways, back to homecoming. But yeah, I was really, really, really focused on just having fun and just being with the people that I love, the people that I cherish, regardless of how I looked, right? So for this homecoming, I wanted to do something differently. I actually wanted to get a suit, and I just wanted to look spiffy, wanted to look clean. Yeah. And
you trying to drop the color?
It's gonna be black and white.
Hey now, classic.
Classic.
You're not helping your unk status though.
What you mean?
You know what I mean. We do it at a radio show, which is great. But like, you know, you're not helping your unk status, man.
I'm trying to become more younger in the mind. You know what I mean?
Younger than mine, cuz.
Yeah. Now, some select few people call me unk.
Me?
Bryce, I guess. They call me old.
I don't call you old head. I call you old head. I don't call you old.
That's basically saying that I'm old, dude.
Hear me out. Calling you old head is more respectful than calling you unk. Old head it infers it implies wisdom.
Okay. It depends.
Okay, if you calling somebody just straight up old versus you an old head, like head meaning, do you understand what the term means?
Yes.
Head. What's in the head? You have it's like an old soul. It's like an old soul.
Right.
Like if you listen to the 50s music, like sometimes I listen to, man, my music tastes go back to the 40s, okay?
Mine does not go back to the 40s,
Okay,
but yo,
so what I'm saying is, I'm somewhat an old soul in terms of music, right? You're an old soul in terms of like fashion, right? That's not a bad thing.
so
Because, you know, the polos and the cargos look great. You know, when we popped out on polos and cargos, it's to match his style. We did not be in the middle. And that's okay. Because, you know, I was like, you know, we gonna spice it up a little bit. You know,
for Twin Day, we dressed like Jake from State Farm. And we had the red polo, the khaki cargos.
Yeah. And so we wear shorts because it was way too hot that day.
It was extremely hot.
It was 90.
Oh, my gosh.
It felt like 90.
90 degrees outside. It felt like 90 degrees. It was really, really hot.
Yeah.
But I've learned to embrace the old head, I guess, label.
Right.
I feel like for me, that's a compliment.
I would take it as a compliment, too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take it as offense.
But I actually
It seems like you do.
I don't. It depends on how you say it.
The way you react to it seems like you do.
How do I react?
You're like
I don't smack my teeth. I do not
all
smack
right, you
my
don't
teeth.
smack your teeth, but like you be like giving us side eyes and like looking at us weird. Like, man, for me, I'm trying to compliment you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I actually know a lot of people that are like way more like just emerging into unk status.
For sure.
More than me. I'm not gonna name drop, but it's a lot of people that's like just unk. Like they have like the mind of like just some of the most wisest but like just eldest people. I don't know if that's a word, but just oldest people. Like, oh my gosh, like
Eldest is a word, yeah.
Yeah, like they're just so intelligent. You know what I mean?
That's a good thing.
And they're so wise for their age. Like it's some people that are like younger than me,
Right.
And they're just like so ahead of the game.
Yeah.
But so I've learned to embrace that label.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
back to Hoco Week because we keep getting off topic.
Hey, that's good though. We can talk about tangents. We can go on tangents. There's nothing wrong with that.
I did see a lot of homecoming proposals.
Oh my gosh.
I saw a lot of, acceptances. Like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful to see a homecoming.
I've only seen one rejection this year.
It was very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
I've seen
just an unfortunate situation overall.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of homecoming acceptances. They're so beautiful.
No, but that's the thing though. Only seeing one rejection to see like 50 acceptances. That's a really great ratio.
Yeah, that's an amazing ratio.
Right.
That shows that the love is in the air.
Love is in the air. My Spanish teacher was saying that because there's a bunch of people in a relationship in my Spanish class. It's actually ridiculous. Like ridiculous in a good way.
Yeah. But like just kind of going back to, having the whole like going with or without somebody. Like that's something that I can't really take offense to.
Right.
Because it's like the whole, I guess for me, some people may have different goals for homecoming.
Right.
Some people's goals may be like, okay, I want to accompany somebody to homecoming.
Right.
Or maybe I want to be the best dancer there. I want to be the one always in the circle.
Right.
I want to be the one that's...
I want to be the energy bunny, the energizer bunny.
I want to be the spotlight of homecoming.
The one that brings the pep to the rally.
Exactly. Some people may be like, I want to be homecoming king or queen.
Right.
Mind you, vote for your homecoming court.
Please.
Exactly.
I did. Bryce, did you?
I forgot to.
Okay, so you gonna tell them to do something that you haven't done yourself.
Unfortunately, I forgot to vote for homecoming court.
Uh-huh.
It's my fault. You know what I mean? But yeah, like just some people's goals are different when it comes to homecoming. Some people may want to be that person that just sits in the corner and, eats their snacks and drinks whatever they want to drink, and just observes homecoming.
That was kind of me freshman year. I was kind of back in the cut.
Yeah.
Because you remember Preston?
Yes.
So me and him.
Shout out Preston.
Shout out Preston. Me and him were like twins for, like it was accidentally too. We wore the same type of suit for.
Was this for homecoming or turnabout?
Well, I'll tell you. Freshman year homecoming, we wore the same suit. Sophomore year turnabout, we wore the same suit.
I seen that on your post. It was fly. It was fly.
Was very,
it was fresh.
Appreciate it, man. I really liked that. But yeah, so it was cool. We popping out in black and pink. Black and hot pink, the contrast. But we're gonna get to our next promo here.
After our promo, we're gonna speak about how pink is actually suitable for all colors, all genders.
For sure. And we are back.
All right, so I actually want to touch on the topic of you wearing black and pink.
Right.
I think pink is an amazing color.
I love pink.
I don't know if this is still something that people kind of look down upon, but pink is suitable for everybody. I just wanted to say that because I feel like there's a negative connotation when it comes to, the word pink and when it applies to, men. You know what I'm saying? But I just a quick little
that's toxic.
Yeah, I think
because for me, why can't we wear pink?
Yeah.
I have a little pink. I pulled out a little pink fit last year during sophomore year. I pulled out my little Mac Miller swimming shirt with some pink shorts. I ain't get clowned for it because no one. I mean, man, if you hating on pink,
I feel like if you hating on pink, there's something wrong with you.
Lock in,
pink.
Please.
Pink is actually a beautiful color.
It is.
But back to the homecoming thing. Right. So, like I said, there are a lot of people who have a whole lot of different goals when it comes to homecoming. You have the one that wants to be in the spotlight.
Right.
The one that's just there for the snacks. The one that's just there to sit in the corner and just chill.
Right.
The one that wants to be the best dancer. The one that wants to be the best dressed. I feel like that's something that I would say you should go for.
That was my goal during turnabout.
Yeah.
I don't know if I won that or not because I forgot who else was dressed well.
They should have that at homecoming.
They should have that at homecoming.
A nomination for best dressed.
Right. Then you gotta. I mean, you have to submit something, of course.
But But just for me, it's like my goal is to have fun. My goal is to enjoy every single piece of homecoming that I can, with or without somebody, right? Because I still know that I still have peers that I love, that I cherish, that I want to company with to homecoming. So it's like even with that, I guess that absence of, I would say, a partner, right? It's still something that, it's still something that I don't really take offense to because it's like, it is what it is.
Right.
Like, that's not the goal.
I mean, for me, I've personally had a date for the past 2 years for Hoco.
W.
Right. The thing about Hoco itself is that it's homecoming. It's the first time the football team comes home to play their first home game. Last year that happened to be the third week of school. I was on it, making moves quick. They kind of forced me to. So I had to get a poster quick. Because I had my eye on her, and I was like, I was like, let me ask her if she want to go. I mean, I made sure that she would say yes. Then once I made sure that she said yes, then I was like, all right, I'll expand a poster. Cause I'm not gonna waste money. I don't got time for that. So you know, I was just like, make a poster, ask her, and she said yes. So we were chilling. Then we wore what we wore, and we got it on. So it was nice and cool. It was just a cool little Hoco date. So it was definitely a nice time. So
yeah. So if you're listening and your goal, and you don't know what your goal is come homecoming, just remember that for me, my personal advice to you is to have fun.
Right.
Don't be the person that just goes just to, I guess, appeal to a certain audience. Sure. Go because you actually want to enjoy your school events and you actually want to represent your school in a positive way.
Right.
So, yeah, that's really all I got to say about homecoming.
All right. Well, we're going to play some music. Next up, we have Take 5, great song by Dave Brubeck.
Dave Brubeck, baby.
And we're back.
Whoop, whoop.
All right. So, Bryce, you want to lead?
Okay. So, sports.
Let's get into it.
Recently in sports, I watched the Texans versus the Bears. Mind you, I'm a very casual fan when it comes to sports.
Very.
Don't judge me on that. But especially with football, I do not know a lot about football.
Okay,
but I do know something about Caleb Williams, and I do know something about CJ Stroud. Right? So, Bryce, can you tell us what is, I guess, because from what I've seen in the Instagram comments, TikTok comments, and then local articles, they're saying Caleb Williams is a bit overrated. And they're also saying that I seen that for the post game, CJ Stroud had gave him a little pep talk. And they were quite mad about that because isn't CJ Stroud and Caleb Williams in the same, I guess, draft class? So it's their first season, right?
No. So for CJ, it's his second season.
Okay.
CJ was drafted second last year. Mm-hmm. By the way, 7-14 on this wonderful Thursday night. Just wanted to say that. Mm-hmm. So we're on our final stretch here, yes. Right? But back to what I was saying. We are we meaning the Bears. Not that I'm a Bears fan. I'm a Seahawks fan, but we meaning Chicago, right? Drafted Caleb with the first pick this year, right? Yes. So they're around the same age. They're both in like their early 20s, right? Mm-hmm. Which means that the problem that people were bringing up was he's not that much older than Caleb is. Mm-hmm. So why is he giving him a pep talk? Well, if you look at CJ last year, he made it to the playoffs. Yeah. Won a playoff game. Yep. And lost. I forgot who he lost to, but he lost to a good team. Mm. So he got to the second round of the playoffs. So for me, he's top 5 in the league right now. He's like behind Mahomes, Josh Allen. I can't even call Burrow above Stroud anymore because Burrow, he's been doing really bad. Burrow's the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback, for those who don't know. I honestly have him. Me personally, I have him at 3rd. Okay. But people might disagree with that, but that's okay. Right. But the point is that actually no, I do not have him at 3rd. I'm sorry. That's a mistake. I have him at 4th. I have him after Lamar Jackson at 3. But back to the main point. The main point is that Caleb is learning. It's his first year. He was in an air raid offense at USC, meaning that he was like not all passing, but he was throwing like 40 footballs a game, which means that he's not running the ball that much. He goes to the Bears. The Bears have been known for running the ball, okay? Right. They're not a passing team. We haven't had a good quarterback ever, really. Like, in the recent history, no. We had a good quarterback back in the 80s when the Chicago Bears won the Super Bowl and did the Super Bowl shuffle or whatever. My parents still talk about this to this day. Holding on to that like so tight. Yeah. My Seahawks won at 14 though, so it's all good. Anywho, the point is that since Caleb is coming to a new system, it's his second game. He threw 2 interceptions last game. He didn't throw a touchdown, but in terms of completion rate, he did much better. He had a much higher completion rate, and he was much more efficient. So we're seeing progress from Caleb. Yeah. And the thing is, like I said, the kid's learning. When you look at CJ's stats at the beginning of his rookie season, which was last year, he started off a little slow. He wasn't terrible, but he definitely wasn't like, where he is now, where he's like undisputedly top 10, in my opinion, top 5 in the league, right? And that's okay because that's what quarterbacks need to be given. They need to be given time to develop in systems. We're going to do a little quick Voyager plug on the next issue. This will be discussed in my article, Busting the Bus Narrative.
Check it out.
That's NBA focused, but it's okay because some of the NFL bus can be justified. Because,
so this could be applied to NFL too, right?
Right. It can still be. It can still be applied to NFL for sure. So I was actually going to, but it didn't really make sense for what I was talking about because the NFL doesn't have the lottery. They just go off of in terms of drafting, they just go off of just who was the worst, and then they get the first pick. Yeah. So instead of the 3 worst teams each get a 14% chance to get, so it's like a more complicated system in the NBA, and I was really centering it around that. Yeah. So it didn't really make sense to talk about the NFL. But anywho, so in conclusion, give Caleb time, and CJ had the right to give him a pep talk at the end. And CJ said he was not trying to little bro him. Many people thought that he was trying to, because the thing is, Caleb was kind of being disrespectful. He was kind of walking away a little bit. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did. Caleb did give off sort of like a dismissive vibe. He didn't really want to hear all that.
Right. I mean, he did just lose the game, which I understand.
I get it, but
at the same time, give the respect to the dude. He's trying to shake hands with you and give you some good advice, because it was good advice too. Because he was telling him not to listen to. Turn off the social media. Yeah. Because he's really big on social media. Bro, I guarantee you he was getting flamed. I wasn't looking. But I'm saying in general, it's very possible.
And from what I heard, it was really decent advice. I feel like it would be something that I would listen to even if I did take the L that day. Right. You know what I mean? I don't think that Caleb... I feel like CJ Stroud is a very respectable...
Oh, yeah. I love CJ.
Oh, my gosh. every single piece of news that I hear about him is just positive.
Good,
Like,
for sure.
there's no controversy surrounding his name.
Right.
So I feel like when he's having, when he has that pep talk with Caleb Williams, it doesn't come from, I would say, a source of just, or I guess a foundation of just, oh yeah, I'm just trying to little bro you lost the game. I'm finna give you this pep talk and you finna get out my face. But it was sort of like, hey, like if you go on social media right after this L, like you already know how the media is gonna take it.
Right.
Media in general likes to stir up a lot of controversy and it likes to instigate a lot of things. Mm-hmm. That's why I feel like for me it's best for athletes to not be as active on social media unless it's a very important post or it's something that they really need to, I guess, share.
Give attention to.
Yeah, share with the world. Right. So, shout out to CJ Stroud, shout out to Caleb Williams. I think this was just a certain, part where it was like maybe, you do need to kind of see it from CJ's side.
Mm-hmm. So, see, I think that CJ was trying to just be a good mentor in a way,
Yeah.
And I mean, it was good advice. Like Bryce said, it was good advice. So, But I also want to talk about Shohei Ohtani. We just learned not too long ago that he just hit the 50 stolen bases, 50 home run mark.
I just seen this on Instagram. So I'm quite familiar with baseball. Mm-hmm. And obviously from what I've seen, he is the first ever to do this.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani is also a pitcher, right? So he's a two-way hitter.
So when he was saying he's a two-way player, that means that he pitches the ball and he hits the ball, and he's the lead at both of them. Mm-hmm. He's a Babe Ruth type of archetype. For those who know Babe Ruth, he was a pitcher and a hitter. However, Shohei's much faster, and he can hit much farther. Mm-hmm. Even though, he can hit the baseballs that are thrown much farther because he's getting thrown, like 90-mile-per-hour balls, and that's just so wild too. It's like right in his face.
Being able to do that while also simultaneously leading the league in home runs is just a crazy statistic.
I don't think he's leading the league. I think Judge has that.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
Judge has the lead. He's like top 3.
Yeah. So
I think he's top 2 actually.
So being top 2, top 3, it really doesn't even matter. Like if you're in the 50.
But the thing is, he's top 2 and he's also having 50 stolen bases. It's the balance that's blowing me away.
So like being the first ever to do this, I feel like he's in the GOAT conversation. Like
it's really early too.
Yeah.
Like he just entered the league like less than a half decade ago. Mm-hmm. Probably like 5 years ago max. And
I checked the comments. They were already calling him the GOAT. I'm not gonna lie. They were already calling him the GOAT.
Yeah.
So I feel like for Shohei Ohtani, it's just there's nothing but a big future ahead for him.
And he's not even pitching yet. Because he had the shoulder injury while he was with the Angels last year. He was with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim last year. Mm. And every other year before that while he was in the Major League Baseball. It's hard to say that like while he was in the MLB.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so he was pitching at almost 100 miles an hour. Mm. Like his fastball's crazy. His slider is one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. His slider in the World Baseball Championships, I think it was July of 2023, if I'm not mistaken. He was actually pitching to his teammate Mike Trout, and his slider moved 19 inches. It went across the whole plate, and he swung at it, of course, because it looks like it's in the strike zone.
So having that much break at the plate is just like your brain can't. I feel like my brain wouldn't be able to comprehend.
You only have like 0.3 seconds, or like it was like a crazy low margin of error.
Didn't he strike him out to win?
Yes,
that's crazy.
That was poetic.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So
that talk would have to been crazy. Like wow.
Yeah. No, because he came. He came back, and then it's like he left. He left the Angels after that. So he's on the Dodgers now. Shoot. So. Yeah, but he's going crazy. Shout out to Shohei.
Big shout out to Shohei, man.
He's my GOAT. But you know who's really my GOAT?
Who?
Anthony Rizzo. He came back to the Wrigley Field a few days ago. We love Anthony Rizzo. He caught the baseball to win the World Series last year.
2016, right?
2016.
Yeah.
I remember that day. I remember that day so clearly.
I don't even remember where I was at that day. I'm not gonna lie.
Shout out Cubs. We
Being-
love the Cubs.
yeah, being-
well, you don't love the Cubs, but I love the Cubs.
See, I love wherever I'm from. So White Sox for me, I'm
Southside.
a real good Sox fan. Even though, and I want to point this out. This is very crazy. So I checked the leaderboard, or not the leaderboard. I checked the standings for the MLB, and it turns out we have around 100 losses,
Yeah.
and we
No,
only
you have
have
over 100.
we only have 30 wins.
Yep.
Every
One of the
other
worst
team,
records.
every other team has around 70 losses and what
70 wins.
70 wins.
Yeah.
So
That's like the average team. Then you got the Yankees with like 90 wins right now. Or something
and
like that.
this is not even an opinion.
80.
This officially makes us one of the worst
Of all
teams
time.
in franchise history.
No, of all time.
Of
Not
all
even
time?
franchise.
Yeah.
Of the whole league.
White Sox. What's going on, man? I actually
Sell
checked.
the team.
I actually checked a latest post, a recent post, and it was only like 30 people in attendance.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Well, first of all, this is the thing about baseball that I'll never understand. They host games in the afternoon on a weekday. So I mean, that's kind of it. Kind of depends on what day of the week that was. It was a random Tuesday at 1 p.m. I mean, that's usually the attendance for bad teams.
why are we playing at a random Tuesday?
That's how baseball works. They play every day, and so has they play during the afternoon. So,
Yeah.
but when they play at night, the attendance goes up because people aren't working.
Mm.
So if people aren't working, people aren't at school, so they can hit up a game for. And the tickets for Sox games would be cheap because they're so bad. So they've actually been on a little winning run. I think they've won like 2 or 3 games in a row.
Oh
The ti-
wow, we won 2
Yeah.
games. Like,
Yeah,
even though
after
we're
losing 100.
even though we're not even like playoff contenders by a long shot.
Y'all are like no like because I think there's like generally like a 20 game difference between you and the next team.
That's terrible.
Yeah, so
That is so terrible.
yeah.
Yeah, we just got to do better. White Sox. Come on, man. Got to pick up the pace.
Don't make me look good. Make us Cubs look
Next year we gonna come strong.
good. Oh, you won't. It's okay though.
We are.
It's okay.
Don't worry about it, man.
But yeah, we're gonna be back after a few promo statements, and we'll start concluding our show. And we're back at WHFH 88.5 FM Flossmoor. It's currently 7:27, and that means it's time to give.
Our podtastic recap.
Yeah.
So today we talked about our personal journeys with our respective podcasts. I feel like
Yes.
that was a very, very, very good point to start off of. It really does give some contextual background on where we started from and how we got here.
Yeah.
Then we talked about homecoming week.
Homecoming week.
Man, I am excited for homecoming. I know you're excited.
Very excited.
Everybody has to be excited. It's homecoming, bro.
We didn't even talk about the football game. We got the football game tomorrow against Nequa Valley
Nequa Valley,
from Naperville.
from Naperville.
Around Naperville. It's in the Naperville area, I know.
I wish a good game to them. You know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a battle.
I hope not. I hope we blow them out.
Bragging rights.
So, like, for those who don't know, maybe out of the loop for local football, we do have a 2-1 record at the moment. We lost to Sandberg last game, but in the previous 2 games, we won 55 or 56 to some crazy low score. I think it was like 56-7 or something like that.
Crazy.
Against Molenbeek, and then next we won. What was it? 35-0 against Marion. Against our rivals.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. But so
We're just like that.
Yeah, basically we're doing really well. So I have confidence that we'll win this next game here.
Let's get some state rings. You know what I mean? But yeah, we talked about homecoming week. We talked about our spirit week, including our pep rally that, me and Bryce discussed that we, may need some changes. May need some changes, involving the activities and, some of the music and just how we organize it overall. But, it was a really good pep rally. And then we also talked about sports.
Yes.
Talked about Mr. Caleb Williams, CJ Stroud, the whole controversy behind that. And then just Shohei Ohtani being the great athlete that he is.
Yeah.
So
we also talked about Spirit Week in our Twin Day.
Yeah, Twin Day.
Don't forget about the Twin Day.
Yep.
So, hey, It's been a great show.
Thank you guys so much for watching. This is our first episode, or
First
I guess
show,
first show. I think we did pretty great, man.
Yeah. We appreciate all the listeners that tuned in today. We'll make sure to market our next show for next Thursday.
Yeah.
6 to 7:30 every Thursday. 2 B's in a pod. Cast. Come on now.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, so we'll be signing out. Have a great night. Coming up is Leave Me Alone by Michael Jackson.